fed him. This is 6 to 9. Did you guys hear that? That was his first, like, real laugh. Hi guys, okay, so today I'm going to be doing Pax's 3-month update. I cannot believe that he is already 3 months. And doesn't he look so stinking cute? If you're wondering, this outfit is from Target and so is the hat. Okay, so I'm going to get into it so it's not super long. Okay, so Pax still has blue eyes, and if you're wondering, I'm looking at the notes on my phone. Pax still has blue eyes. Right now he's in his last pack of size 1 diapers, and then we will be using size 2. He's basically just growing out of the ones. And the diapers that we use are the Honest Company diapers. For clothing, he is currently in 3-month clothing. Actually, he probably has about a couple more weeks left of his 3-month clothing, and then he will be in 6-month. This outfit is actually 6-month. All his clothes that are like connected with like feet, like footsie pajamas and stuff like that. 6-month fits him best because he's so long. He has a really long torso, and he has pretty big feet. So the 6-month is fitting him really well right now. But he's still fitting in 3-month. But definitely the like onesie outfits are a little bit snug on him. New things that Pax can do. He sleeps in his crib from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock or until we go to bed, and then we transfer him from his crib into the co-sleeper that he sleeps in for the rest of the night. He is waking up at 11 o'clock when we transfer him. I feed him, and then he usually wakes up around 3 o'clock and then 6 o'clock, and then he's up at 6 o'clock. 5:30 to 6 o'clock is usually the time that he gets up because that's the time I get up for work, and then he's usually up with me. And then I put him in the swing and get myself ready. For the schedule that he currently has is wakes up between 5:30 to 6 o'clock, and then he nurses. I put him in his gym and he plays for a while. Then I get him ready. And then I leave here around 7 o'clock to 7:20 because I am currently back to work. So that's the time during the week that we do leave. And then he nurses between 8 o'clock to 8:30 and takes an hour to an hour and a half nap. Yesterday was the first time that he took, well, not yesterday, Saturday was the first time that he took a 3-hour morning nap, and I could not believe it. I got so much done and I was so thankful. Then usually he takes a nap for an hour and a half, usually at that time. And then at 11 to 11:30 he nurses and takes another nap between an hour to an hour and a half. And then at 3 o'clock, he takes another nap for a little while, and then he goes to bed at 7. So I hope that makes sense. And he does nurse again after he wakes up from his afternoon nap around 1:30, 2 o'clock. But he doesn't usually fall back to sleep until like 3:30. We bathe him every other day unless he gets super messy. Then we give him an extra bath. And he has taken a shower with me, which is super fun. I get in the shower and I'll, shower myself. And then I'll have Rob just bring him to me. And I'll wash him and then spend some time in the shower and then we both get out. But he definitely seems to like it because he's loves looking at the water and stuff. And I definitely make sure he's super warm and it's not, the water's not too warm or anything. And then he's all clean. He can now roll over each way from his belly. He can roll to the left and roll to the right. And now he can lay on his back and roll to his side, which is pretty cool. His neck is getting so strong. He definitely enjoys tummy time. And a lot of times he'll go on his tummy and then roll right over. So I try to get him to stay on his tummy a little bit longer because I wanted to be able to get his neck stronger. Saturday was the first time we've heard a laugh, and we actually got it on video. So if you want to check that out, go watch Monday's vlog because we don't see him doing it, but I have on audio. I was showing you guys clothes that I got for him, and you could hear in the background a definite laugh, and it was so cute. He loves facing outward. He doesn't really like to be laid down unless he knows he's going to nurse. He loves to face out just like this. And he loves to cuddle. And it's so funny when he's sitting down, when he's leaning, say I have my knees up and he's facing me, he'll try to lean himself up. And even in the swing, when he wants to get out, he'll try to lean himself up kind of in a crunch position to sit up. And then even like when we hold his hands, he'll try to stand up, which is really cute. And he has been super, super smiley. And just the past few weeks, he's been like talking like crazy in his little baby language, which is so cute. He doesn't cry in his car seat anymore, which I'm so thankful for. It was basically like right when I went back to work, he stopped crying. Like when I used to stop the car, he would scream. But now he'll cry like right away, like sometimes when I put him in, but then he stops and he's pretty content back there now. Pax gets babysat while I'm at work by family. I leave him at 8:20 at the baby, like at, you know, Rob's mom's house or my sister-in-law or my sister-in-law's sister. I will get there around 7:30, 7:40, and I stay until 8:20. So I stay there for a while to, you know, tell them anything that they need to know or just spend time with him so I'm not rushing out the door. And I'm usually there by the latest 4:20 to pick him up. The things that Pax loves this month are fans, which he's loved since the beginning, lights, he loves his play gym, especially the one with the fish that lights up. He really likes that one, and it has music. The one that he has in his room is more, I guess it doesn't have any music or lights or anything like that. So he really likes the musical one. He loves music. He is currently loving his swing, which is such a nice thing because before he did not like his swing. He would not even go in it for a couple minutes. He would cry. So now he's definitely enjoying the swing a lot more. And he loves the Moby Wrap and Ergo. And Saturday was the first time I put him in his Ergo without the insert. You can hear him talking right now. Without the insert, which was really nice, and it was a lot easier for me to put on by myself, which I really didn't have a problem putting it on before. And I learned, if you watched my Ergo review, I was having trouble putting it on because I put my hand in the back, like underneath to try to snap it. It's so much easier if you put your hand above to snap it. So that's just a little tip that I've learned. What I'm loving this month, I'm loving the Ergo. I love the Moby Wrap, but the Ergo, even just Saturday, was really nice not having to use the newborn insert, but I definitely recommend the newborn insert. I liked it. And usually he was taking like a 5 o'clock nap, 5:30, but we're trying to skip that. We're trying to keep him up a little bit longer just because he goes to bed at 7, so it basically, he's going to bed at like 5 o'clock and then just staying asleep. So we're just trying to keep him up a little bit longer to see if he can stay up, to not get up so early, because the other day he got up at 4:30 and he did not want to go back to sleep. And I need a little bit of sleep, buddy. Okay, another thing that I'm loving this month is the swing that I think I mentioned and my new monitor. I'm definitely going to be doing a review on that. I'm so thankful I have that. I use my Babies R Us gift card that they sent me after your baby is 10 weeks old. They send you a gift card, and it was basically $195, so I basically only had to pay like $40 for the monitor that I got. And I will definitely be doing a review on that. Okay, what I learned this month. I learned that for especially pumping at work, I'm going to be starting to pump into bottles and just keeping them in bottles and storing them in the fridge. And before I was pumping into bottles and putting them into a bag, like, you know, the milk storage bags, and it's just too much of a hassle. When I get home, I will just distribute them into bags. And I'm also going to be putting a few, like splitting a 4-ounce milk into like packets of 2 ounces, because it's nice for when he, you know, is with Rob's mom or someone, that they don't have to fill out a 4-ounce just to give him, you know, an extra ounce or 2 if he needs it. So I don't want to waste any milk, because if you nurse, you know how hard it is, you know, to pump if you're pumping. What I learned about Pax this month, he needs to be on his schedule. He's such a routine baby, and he is like serious about his schedule. When it turns like 6:15, 6:30, the routine of, you know, swaddling, going in his room, nursing is a big deal, and he is out like a light as soon as you start that routine. He really, really likes it. And I love to be swaddled, and that's another thing Pax loves, is his swaddle, which he's loved his swaddle since, you know, I've had him. What are you doing? You can't puppy. Another thing that I learned this month about Pax is he definitely has sensitive skin. He got his, like, the chafe, and I took him to the doctors, and they just said he just has sensitive skin, so I'm putting Aquaphor on him. He uses cortisone right now in the morning and at night, just like a thin layer, and then I use Desitin on top of that. And then when that starts to clear up, I just use Aquaphor. So it'll go away and then it comes back. So I can't wait for that to hopefully like clear up completely and stay away. The best thing that happened this month was hearing Pax talk a ton and hearing him laugh on Saturday. That was definitely the best thing that happened this month, because he's, you know, he's getting like such a personality, and he's becoming really content, and he's such a happy baby, and I'm so thankful for that. Another great thing that happened this month was on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, I went to pick Pax up at Nona's house, and he like looked at me, and I held him, and he like tried to like eat my face and just like cuddled his face into me. And I don't know if he could just sense that it was me or smell me or something, but he definitely recognized that it was his mommy, and it was really cute. The worst thing that happened this month was going back to work. It was definitely a really hard transition, but when you have to do something, you have to do it, and you just learn to adapt. You know, I don't have a choice, so that was definitely the hardest thing that happened this month. Another little thing that happened this month that was pretty sad to me was when I was sick home with him, I was clipping his nails, and I actually clipped a tiny piece of his skin, and I'm no longer going to be clipping his nails for a while. I'm just going to be filing them, which I wish I just filed them in the beginning. But yeah, I clipped a tiny piece. It was literally a tiny piece of skin, and it bled for like a second, and he cried for like a second, but I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I know this, you know, was the first, and it probably won't be the last, but I was pretty upset, especially because, you know, I was sick that day, so that didn't help the situation with my emotions or anything. Okay, so how I am doing. I am below my pregnancy weight, which I mentioned my last update. I still don't feel 100%. Like, I'm still a little sore, but I did have a 2nd degree tear, so I'm sure that's why. Leave a comment down below if you've torn and how long it took you to recover. He's now 3 months. Did it take longer than that? My doctor said, you know, I always say to people, it takes 9 months to make a baby and 9 months to recover. I hope it doesn't take 9 months. I pray that it doesn't take that long. I went back to work on the 17th, which was really hard, but I'm thankful because I had 4 days off for Thanksgiving, and I have 12 days off for Christmas break, which I cannot wait for. No, I can't, my little reindeer. And when I pump twice a day. I pump once at 9:15, and then again at like 1 o'clock, depending, like, because I have to pump like around my lunch break, so it's kind of a little bit of a stretch, but not too bad. And I usually get 3 ounces at 9 to 9:15 because I just fed him around 8 o'clock, like 7:50, 8 o'clock. So I get about 2 to 3 ounces then, and then at 1 o'clock I get 4 to 5 ounces. And then when I get home, I'm splitting those up. Yeah, and Pax is now drinking usually 3 to 4 ounces. But he did have a day where he drank 7 ounces, which was crazy. Oh, and now I did start a cleaning schedule just this week, and it has been super helpful, just to keep the house, you know, tidy and organized, because when it's not clean, I get really stressed out. I get anxiety if my car's a mess or the kitchen's a mess or anything like that. So it's definitely helping me stay, you know, less stressed and less anxiety when it's all clean and everything, and I can just spend my time with him and not have to spend so much time cleaning. So that's been nice. And this past 3 months has been the best 3 months of my life, and me and Rob couldn't even imagine life without this little boy, and we're just so thankful and so grateful. And thank you guys so much for watching this and all the support that you guys send us. We really appreciate it. And I think that's all I really want to mention this month about Pax. Oh, and he loves looking at books, and he's just such a good baby. He's so sweet. You can tell he's like a really sweet baby, and I'm sure you guys can tell that on the vlogs and everything. He's just super sweet. But I hope you guys liked this video. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I hope you guys like this update. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.